Well, good morning and welcome to Zen Fits. I just love that. So I've changed the name from Buddha in Your Landfills to Zen Live to Zen Fits. And on my blog, tokillamockingbird.com, one of my categories is Zen Fits, where I put the things that don't fit, okay? So this morning is a bright day, and yesterday the downstairs air conditioner went out, and the upstairs air conditioner was leaking through the ceiling. So we've been experimenting with the unconditioned. And also today at 11 o'clock I'm giving a talk at the Heartfulness Meditation Center in Richmond. I was invited because one of my students at the Lifelong Learning Institute attends that and asked me to, got me invited to speak. And I'm no longer teaching at the Lifelong Learning Institute, which was a retirement association for people over 50. And so this is the first time I'll be giving a talk to people who actually practice meditation, who are on the Dharma path, or who are trying to make the wrinkled shirt smooth. So I was wondering, what am I going to talk about, you know, and I didn't, when I come here to you on Facebook Live, I have one idea and I just let the idea come out. So dare I risk that? Should I risk making a fool of myself before these experienced people who see lots of talks, you know? Who am I? I live here in Southside Virginia. I have no credentials, no gurus, no degrees, no tradition, no authorization, no ordination, no robes, nothing. I'm a Southside yogi. I just thought of that today. So I thought I would, so this morning, it's hot now, so I always, when summertime comes, ever since my uncle died, he left me about 20 Toy Richard shirts. Now, when I used to go visit him in Tampa before he had his stroke, he was stroked out for about 5 years, he would always go to Sarasota and buy a new Toy Richard shirt. And they were $70 a piece, at least. And he never picked the same one, just like with these martini glasses. And so many of them are very old and they're getting frayed, and some of them are more recent ones, have not started to fray yet. And so when he died, he left, you know, I inherited his shirts. And I love these shirts. They remind me of my uncle, they're great for the summer, and I get to iron them. I get to make the wrinkles smooth. So I thought this morning, how do you make, if this is like a Zen cone. The monk comes to the master, and he's got this question. It's been bothering him, and he finally gets to see the master, and he's got one question, only one question. And maybe this question has been the question of his whole life. So he asks the master, how do you make a wrinkled shirt smooth? And the master says, iron it. So this just kind of like this, right, while I was ironing, the ironing and the toilet are my most inspirational places. I have to get this cough fixed. So when I came to Southside Virginia in 1981, my whole life makes me laugh, so I can't help it. So when I came here, I was smooth. I had been 10 years of doing guru yoga. I mean, with two gurus. I mean, big masters. I mean, not just your everyday little mall guru, but I mean a big one. Swami Rama of Hardwar and Swami Muktananda of Siddha Yoga in a big ashram in India. And I went there and got his blessing and got a hat and came back and landed in Southside Virginia, and I was smooth. But I began to, so, you know, I was going to be a meditation center leader, a yoga center leader, a yoga, you know, like I did in Cleveland. This was who I was, what I was going to do, but nobody wanted a center leader here. Nobody wanted any yoga. Nobody wanted a leader. Nobody wanted meditation, you see. So my smooth shirt began to get wrinkled. And the question was Southside Virginia making me wrinkled? Or was I wrinkled and Southside Virginia was smooth? How can you tell? Am I trying to keep my smoothness from being wrinkled? Or am I wrinkled and afraid of being smooth? Who can tell? So anyway, this started a rather psychodrama for about 5 years here, where I tried to get out of the wrinkles that Southside Blackstone and Southside Virginia was creating. I was losing my smoothness. Everything was wrinkling me. I was losing my smoothness. So I tried to get out in crazy ways. But I kept coming back. My family was here. So then when I got a job with the Courier Record, I discovered I could get paid for writing. And that was smooth. So I gave up trying to be a center leader and the yoga and the gurus and all that. It just fell off. And I just became a practice Southside Virginia. I did a job, I wrote newspaper articles about the people. And then when I left that, I started my own photography studio and just did that. But then in 2005, I took my daughter up to Yogaville because she wanted to be smooth and she couldn't get rid of the wrinkles. So she stayed there for a month and got rid of the wrinkles, went back to New York, and everything was smooth. But something happened to me. Something kicked inside of me while I was there, kind of like the first kick of a fetus. I've never been pregnant, so I just imagine that. But, but it's that something is alive. Something wants to be born. And I heard the frog voice. I've quoted this often. It's a beautiful line. A bodiless child full of life, crying in the gloom with a frog voice, what shall I be? What shall I be? Something wanted to be, something wanted to come out. So I began to just want to meditate. Before meditation and yoga was always something I had to do in order to get smooth. I had to do yoga and meditation and follow the guru and all of that in order to get smooth. But now I just did it. I just ironed the shirt, you see. I just ironed the shirt. So, and then writing. While I was running a photography studio, I didn't write a word. Nothing. I had been writing for the Courier Record for 8 years, a feature story a week. And that was very creative. My stories were kind of like prose poems. But when I started just being visual, the writing just didn't went away. But suddenly, in 2005, with meditation, writing came back. And I got a blog, and I just started writing. Observations, comment, nobody read it. But every day, I would listen to Eckhart Tolle. We tried to become an Eckhart Tolle center, but nobody came. But I did get a discount on the videos. But yeah, so this ironing the shirt. I just started ironing the shirt. Meditation is the iron, and for me, writing maybe is painting, clay, but whatever. It doesn't make any difference as long as it just comes out of you and you have to do it for no reason. You just do it. You just iron the shirt. You just wash the dishes. You see. So I just began to iron the shirt. And this was 2005. So then, I've got to be something now. Now that I'm getting smooth again. Now that I'm getting smooth, I need to be a center leader. So I opened up a yoga center. Well, I got a couple of classes out of it, but then that wrinkled up. So the funny thing about ironing a shirt, the world seems to be full of wrinkles. And as soon as you get yourself ironed, the world, you put on the world, and it's, damn, I got the wrinkles again. So we have to wear the world like a shirt, and the world is always full of wrinkles. So no matter how much we iron, we can't keep up with the wrinkles. Isn't that funny? So how do you keep a smooth shirt smooth in a wrinkled world? Or how do you get rid of the wrinkles in the world? Most of us try to do that. I'll get smooth by removing the wrinkles in you. Or I'll get smooth by removing the wrinkles in my job and get another job. Or I'll get smooth by getting a diet and doing yoga. Whatever the iron is, we pick up the iron to get smooth, you see. But it's always getting smooth in the future. I got to iron the shirt to get smooth in the future. I'm not smooth now. I got wrinkles now, so I got to iron to get smooth into the future. So that, after a while, if we're really serious, we realize that doesn't work. Because I keep getting more wrinkles. The smoother I feel I am, the more devastating the wrinkles when they come back. And they come back, you see. Now I've got to iron some more. So what is this all about? This is what Zen is about. What Zen is, I just love this morning because the smooth, this is a formula. You can put a lot of things in it. One thing you can put in this formula, or equation, is that smooth means freedom. Wrinkled means conditioned. Smooth means freedom. Conditioned means prison. Conditioned, the law. Not free. Freedom is smooth, no wrinkles. I can be spontaneous. I'm creative. I can love. I can do all these things. I'm light. Conditioned, I'm heavy. Light and heavy. Smooth and wrinkled. How do we get them together? They always seem to be separated by time. The goal is to get smooth or free, but right now I'm wrinkled and conditioned. So how do I get from here to there? And as I work to get here, I find out that the wrinkle is still here. I haven't done anything. Suddenly it dawns on me, I'm in the same place I was. And this is the awakening of the transcendental way. I say this spiritual path, or the transcendental way, is another way of saying Zen, or whatever it is that you do that makes you aware that you can't make the wrinkled smooth in time. There is no iron that will iron the world smooth, you see, because the world is wrinkled, period. That's just what it is. It's just constantly wrinkling up. But yet there is something that's smooth. We know it in our heart. That's why people, Monk, for the TV show Monk, he was always straightening out a wrinkle. If something was out of line or anything like that, it's called compulsive something disorder, but I mean, don't label it. It's a spiritual, it's something deeper than that. It's a spiritual realization. It's the realization that there is such a thing as smoothness, and when you see a wrinkle, you want to get the wrinkle out and make it smooth. Some people call it smooth would be perfection. So where does this idea of perfection or smoothness or the unconditioned come from if we are not already it, you see? If we didn't have it, we couldn't know it. If you weren't already smooth, if you didn't already know smooth, you would everything would be wrinkled. There would be no idea smooth. We watched The Hidden Figures the other day, and that's an interesting movie in many ways, but one of them was that the segregation in the 50s was just the way it was. It's just like saying this is the way the wrinkle is and this is the way the wrinkles are, and there's no idea or possibility of smooth. It's just the way things are. The whole world is wrinkled this way. It's just the way they are. There's no idea. And yet there is this idea of smoothness. There is this idea of freedom. There is this idea of straightness when everything is crooked. Where does that come from if you don't already have it? So that may be the clue. If you've already got smoothness, why do you have to become smooth? You see? Something is, we're missing something here. So if the shirt is wrinkled, how do I make it smooth? The Zen master says, iron it. Now that is so simple that we can't even get our heads around it. What do you mean iron it? You mean I got to do something? Well, of course, in the factual level, ironing is doing something. But there's more to it than that. When the Zen master says iron it, he's saying, he might say that dog needs some dinner. So you come to the Zen master with this big perplexing question: how do I make the wrinkle smooth? How do I get free? How do I get success? How do I get realization? How do I get God, you see? How do I get rid of these damn wrinkles? This damn spot. Oh, get rid of this spot, you see. Because I know there is perfection. I know there is smoothness, but I can't find it. How do I do it, you see? So he wants to have a means. He wants to have a method. He wants to know how to get from wrinkled to smooth, you see. And the master says, there is no method. You just iron it. But that's kind of like the Nike commercial. You just do it. So when you just do it, when you just do smoothness, it means you're already smooth. So you just do yourself. Yourself is already smooth. The wrinkles are, can't say the wrinkles are an illusion, because then you get into this, everything's an illusion. Well, that's not it either. So you get into this, everything is wrinkles or everything is not wrinkles. Well, that's not it either. So the wrinkles, the smooth and the wrinkles come together when you just do it. And when you just do it, what you're doing is putting the questioning mind, the fearful mind, the mind that's in time, the mind that wants a way, the mind that wants an iron to get rid of the wrinkles, the iron that wants a means to the end. The end and the means become one when you just do it. It's really very simple, but it's almost impossible to do because you have to let go of something in order to just do it. You have to let go of something in order to just iron the shirt. You have to let go of the sense of you that needs to iron the shirt in order to get the shirt smooth. The doer is this little separate sense of me that wants to get smooth. But you see, you're already smooth. So the little me that wants to get smooth is the illusion. The little me that wants to get smooth, that mind that is contracted into a little me that wants to get smooth, has to see that there's no way to get smooth. So this is kind of like the gateless gate. There's no way to make the wrinkled smooth. There's no way to get to be smooth in time because you're already smooth, you see. You're already free. But you don't realize that until you just do your freedom, until you just do it without questioning, without self-reflecting. Oh my God, do people think I'm crazy? What would people think? That's the biggest obstacle right there. What would people think? Well, that's who people. It's not people who's thinking. It's you who are thinking. So thinking about being smooth is the wrinkle. Thinking about being smooth in time is the wrinkle that you're trying to get rid of. Isn't that interesting? That is so interesting. It's so amazing. The thinking about getting smooth is the wrinkle that keeps you from being smooth. Wow. And when you see that, you just do smooth. Everything you do is smooth when you're smooth. Even when you look wrinkled, you're smooth. Isn't that interesting? Well, anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I think I'll, if I can remember what I said, maybe I'll drop it in my talk today at 11 o'clock, but at least I have an idea to work with, and I'll probably tell some of my story about the Southside Yogi and how I got rid of the wrinkles and also got rid of the smoothness. When wrinkles and smooth comes together, you get rid of both the smoothness and the wrinkles. Think about that. No, don't think about that. Just do that. Thank you.